there, welcome back to the show. If you've been feeling off when it comes to your libido, like sex is the last thing on your mind, or maybe you want it, but you just can't get there, this episode is for you. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to the podcast on Apple or Spotify as well, because I don't create videos for every single episode. Sometimes I just don't feel like being on camera, and I want to make sure that you don't miss any. Okay, today we're diving into something that kills libido really fast, and that is stress. Specifically, how chronic stress disrupts your hormones, depletes your minerals, and shuts down your body's ability to relax, connect, and experience desire. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed, snappy, exhausted, and just completely meh about intimacy, stay with me because this episode should help you. So before I dive in, I do want to share some interesting findings from a recent study that was done. 44% of men and women aged 40 to 49 reported having sex with the partner weekly. 40% of women aged 40 and older rate their desire for sex as lower than average. 20.4% of women aged 45 to 54 have been sexless for the past year, and 9.2% have been sexless for 5 years. And then 36% of women aged 40 and older report that they're not having sex often enough. I agree with that one. And 57% of women aged 40 and older reported that sex is an essential element of a good relationship. So obviously a lot of us believe that sex is important, not just for our relationship, but also for our health. And while we women may be more sexually liberated in our 40s and beyond because we've learned a few things, our levels of estrogen, testosterone, and even progesterone start declining. And of course, that can result in lower libido. But like I always say, it's not just about your hormones. Yes, they play a big role, but there is more to the story. So before I get into how stress specifically is impacting your libido, I do want to say a few things. While talking to your friends about your sex life can feel helpful and probably entertaining, comparing yourself to them is not. Your normal may be different from somebody else, and it's really important to have these discussions with your partner first and foremost. Nobody is a mind reader, and if you're not happy with your sex life or any area of your relationship, you desire something different, you're not feeling fulfilled, please be honest and talk to your partner. Vulnerability in relationships goes a really long way, and that's going to help build trust and emotional intimacy, which in turn is going to affect physical intimacy. The other thing is, you may be somebody who has a great libido, but maybe your partner can't keep up. I hear this from some women, and it can be super frustrating. Your partner's health also plays a role in libido, right? He or she will have to address underlying imbalances like thyroid function, insulin resistance, poor metabolic health, and if your partner is male, plummeting testosterone. Just like we lose our sex hormones in our 30s, men start to lose testosterone as well. And as they age, it can lead to fatigue, low mood, or just moodiness, lack of motivation, apathy, belly fat, love handles, muscle loss. They may have less erections, aka no morning wood, and just lack of desire for sex. So what I'm going to do is link to a video in the show notes that's all about testosterone from Dr. Rena Malik. She's an endocrinologist and pelvic surgeon that I really like to learn from. This is a really good short episode all about testosterone, some of the most frequently asked questions, especially about testosterone hormone replacement therapy, which you know I'm a fan of when it comes to HRT for women. I'm also a fan of it for men. They need it just as much as we do. Sex is about pleasure, not just for your partner, but also for you. So let's make sure that you're actually enjoying it. All right, so how does stress hijack your libido? Your body is designed to prioritize survival over pleasure, which makes total sense if you are running from like a tiger. But in today's world, those tigers are overloaded schedules, never-ending to-do lists, emotional stress from family members, relationships, work, or just life, lack of sleep, poor nutrition, inflammation, and other underlying issues. We've got a lot of stress, and it's not just emotional. We have a lot of physical stress too. And your brain doesn't know the difference between an actual life threatening emergency and chronic stress from daily life. So it responds the same way by pumping out cortisol, your main stress hormone. So here's what's actually happening: high cortisol suppresses progesterone, which is your calming, feel good hormone. This makes you feel more anxious, irritable, and unable to truly relax for anything, but especially intimacy. It also disrupts estrogen and testosterone production, and we're already losing these hormones in perimenopause. Estrogen is going to be helpful for vaginal lubrication and sensitivity, while testosterone really fuels the desire and drive. And if these get thrown off, you may feel dry, disconnected. You may even have painful sex, and you're certainly not going to be in the mood. Your nervous system also shifts into fight or flight mode. When you're stuck in this state, your body won't prioritize blood flow to your reproductive organs, which means less sensation and a harder time achieving an orgasm. And then the other thing is, it makes you more masculine when it comes to your energy. High stress puts you into control mode, always planning, fixing, and doing. But desire and intimacy really thrive in a state of feminine energy where you feel safe, open, and able to receive pleasure. Go to episode number 33 to learn more about polarity in relationships. It's pretty interesting stuff. All right, so if you've been feeling constantly on edge, overwhelmed, or just unable to shift into an intimate, connected state with your partner, stress could absolutely be at the root of it. In fact, I would bet it's a huge part. We're all under so much stress nowadays, and we really do have to learn how to create healthy boundaries, start saying no, be mindful of what and who we expose ourselves to, and prioritize the things that are important to us, like our health and relationships. I don't know that there's anything more important than those two things, quite frankly. So let's talk about minerals, because minerals are known as the spark plugs of life, and stress burns through them very quickly. When you're under constant stress, your body is going to dump sodium, potassium, and magnesium at an alarming rate. So here's what that means for your libido. Magnesium deficiency will cause more tension, anxiety, and poor sleep. So if you can't relax, your body won't feel safe enough to switch into intimacy mode. Low sodium and potassium can cause nervous system dysregulation. These minerals help your adrenal glands function properly. So if they're depleted, you're going to feel tired but wired and completely disconnected from pleasure. And then you may have something called a calcium shell. This is going to cause emotional shutdown. So when stress is long term, which we see in so many of our clients, your body can pull calcium from your bones and deposit it into soft tissue. And that's what we call a calcium shell. This can make you feel numb, withdrawn, and resistant to intimacy. And it can also cause physical pain in the body. So it really should be addressed. This is why an HTMA, hair tissue mineral analysis, is so incredibly helpful, because it shows us how stress has affected your minerals and where you need support specifically. On that note, this month, if you miss it, I'm having a special promotion on my course, Ignite Your Libido, plus HTMA testing package. So this is an 8-week program that's going to help you boost your libido, feel in control of your body, and bring passion back into your life. It includes my Ignite Your Libido course, plus an HTMA test and interpretation, so that we can do a deep dive into your mineral imbalances that may be affecting your energy, your mood, and of course, your libido. You're going to get a personalized plan with clear steps tailored to your results and 8 weeks of group support to address your specific questions. All right, now that we know how stress wrecks libido, let's talk about what are some things that you can do about it. Number one is you need to support your adrenals with minerals. You want to prioritize replenishing sodium and potassium, and you could do this with electrolytes or adrenal cocktails. And I'll share an electrolyte brand that I like in the show notes. The other thing to consider is taking magnesium glycinate. There are many different forms of magnesium, and once we get to understand our clients' symptoms and just get to know them, we're better able to direct them as to what form would be best for them. But most people do well with magnesium glycinate. It's a pretty great form. That's going to help you relax. And I personally like to do a mix of oral as well as topical to make sure that it is being absorbed. Next is you want to be balancing your blood sugar and eating a nutrient dense diet. Dysregulated blood sugar is another stress on the body. So make sure that you are eating enough and eating a good balance of protein, fat, and complex carbs or fiber. Next is you want to shift out of that fight or flight mode. There's a bunch of different practices that we teach our clients, but just a few to get you started. Consider deep belly breathing, where you're going to inhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds. This signals to your brain that you are safe, okay? A lot of people, especially if they have long-term stress or some sort of trauma, even from childhood, just do not feel safe in their body. So they are in a chronic state of fight or flight. So it's so important to support your nervous system. All right, another thing is grounding exercises like walking. And that could be barefoot outside. Hopefully you live in a much warmer area than I do. Here in New Jersey, there's no way in hell I would be going outside barefoot. There's snow on the ground and it is so cold. But if you have like a patch of grass or dirt, anything like that, and you can get out there and just be barefoot on it, that is grounding. It's very helpful for regulating your nervous system. Another thing to consider is an acupressure mat. I find them to be a little painful, but some people really like them, and that puts them into like a calmer state. And then of course you want to prioritize sleep and rest, because if you are running on empty, your libido will take a back seat. A lot of women in perimenopause are fatigued. Of course, that's because of low hormones and fluctuating hormones, but it's because of the stress of life. It's because most of them are not eating properly. It's because of blood sugar dysregulation. Thyroid issues, or thyropause, a lot of people call it, because when you're in perimenopause and menopause, typically your thyroid function is declining as well. So if you need to take a nap, take one. Find the time to do that. You cannot keep running on empty. Really prioritize rest. And then the other thing, and I mentioned this earlier about feminine energy, you want to try to balance that. Let go of being in control all the time. Practice receiving, whether it's allowing your partner to take care of something for you, accepting compliments, or simply surrendering to relaxation. I know the term surrender is like so negative. A lot of people think of it as such a negative thing, but trust me, you want to surrender a little bit in the bedroom, especially, because that allows your man to step into his masculine and really serve you, which is what they love and what they want to do. The other thing is you just want to slow down. Ladies, some of you are on speed. Really learn to start to slow down. Pleasure does not happen when you are busy, 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 go, 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 go. You want to build in downtime, pleasure-based activities, and be playful. So many couples lose this, and laughter really is the best medicine and brings you closer. And then consider practicing sensory awareness. So this really means that you start to focus on things that you enjoy, like in your environment. So that could be silky sheets. It could be a warm bath or shower, things that make you feel really good. Maybe it's self-massage, or you ask your partner to massage you. It doesn't always have to be about penetrative sex. It could be about physical touch, looking into each other's eyes. Maybe you're playing tantric music, lowering the lights in your home, lighting some candles. All of these things help to signal your body that it is okay to relax and enjoy. So that's a really good starting point for you, but there's obviously only so much that I can share in a podcast episode. So if you liked what you heard and you want more, and you've been feeling like your libido has disappeared, or if stress is just draining your energy and your vitality, making intimacy feel like a chore, then I absolutely recommend checking out my Ignite Your Libido course, which is going to dive deep into how to nourish your body, how to optimize your hormones, and reconnect with desire in an easy to consume format. And you're also going to get a minerals test, HTMA, hair tissue mineral analysis. This is the test that we use with all of our clients. And it's going to give you actual data on what stress has done to your body and where you need the most support in regards to food, supplements, and lifestyle shifts. So if you want personalized insights on your minerals, plus a plan to rebuild your libido, now is the perfect time to jump in. You can find all the details via the link in the show notes. And of course, if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to answer questions. All right, so wrapping this all up, your libido is not broken. It's just waiting for you to create the right conditions for it to thrive, like your health in general, right? We have to support our bodies. And when you support your minerals, when you better manage stress and you shift into a state of receiving, you can start to feel that spark again. Thanks so much for tuning in today. If this episode resonated with you, be sure to share it with a friend, leave a review, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, take care of yourself, and I hope to work with you soon. Hey, before you go, if you're ready to get educated, empowered, and feel your best in your peri years and beyond, grab my must-have guide for women 40 plus navigating hormone changes via the link in the show notes. You'll learn my top 5 strategic diet and lifestyle changes to make ASAP to support your declining hormones and get back your energy, improve your mood, and confidence. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only. I am not, nor do I act as a doctor or any other medical professional. I am not providing healthcare, medical services, or attempting to diagnose, treat, prevent, or cure any physical, mental, or emotional disease or condition. The information shared is not intended to be a substitute for the professional medical advice provided by your own medical or mental health provider.